Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be discussing about the immutability concept, which is related with string objects or strings, and why string is considered as final. So up till now, we have talked about certain introductory features about strings. So introduction about strings we have completed. We have also talked about string constant pool or the string literal pool, and we have identified how basically the objects are created using strings, or how the string objects are stored in the heap memory. In today's video, we will be talking about the string immutability concept and why string objects are basically immutable, and we will also look at using an example as to what makes it different, or how basically immutability enhances the programming level, or enhances the access speed of the program, or makes it faster. So the first thing that we have to remember while we are introducing the term immutable, so if we are considering the term immutable means unchangeable, or something which cannot be changed, which means that if we are considering a string object, so if we are considering a string object, these objects cannot be changed. Okay, so these objects cannot be changed, or generally we do not modify the values of this object. That means that once the string object is created, its data or state cannot be changed. But instead of this, what we can do is that a new object can be created. So this we have already seen, this concept we have already seen when we did the string constant pool. So let us make a quick recapitulate the string constant pool, or the concept related to the storage of the objects in the memory. So when we are considering a string object, let's say I am declaring something like this. So string a is equal to new string, and inside this I have mentioned the value as Java. Okay, so when I am creating this object Java, in the heap memory there is a string constant pool. This is a string constant pool, or we also call it as a string literal pool. So this is maintained by the heap memory, and once this object is created, one object is using this new keyword, one object is immediately created in the heap area with the Java literal, and since there is no object present inside the string constant pool, this object would also be created inside the string constant pool. So Java would be created here, and this would be pointed to by a, the variable which is pointing the reference variable a, and internally this particular object inside the string constant pool, or string literal pool, is handled by a internal variable of JVM. Now talking about this entire concept, suppose now if I am creating or if I am concatenating this particular value, this particular string object with some other string. So let's say a dot concat. So concat is a method which is used to append, or it is used to concat the already existing string with some new value or with some new string. So suppose I am writing here as Java. The first one was Java, and I want to concat this Java with, let's say, Python. So if I am doing this, what happens is this particular method is responsible for concatenating the string which is mentioned here with the already existing string object which has been created in the heap memory. So now string A was initially pointing to which object? This Java object, right? So which was already created in the heap memory. When we are concatenating the previously existing object with another value or another string, the already existing object would not be changed. Instead of this, what will happen is another object would be created with the string object would be created with the value as Python. Okay, Java Python. So this is basically now this will be the new object which has been created. So this concept is related to immutability, which means that we cannot change the already existing value here, but we can already existing object here, but we can create a new object. Now talking about the new string object, which is Python, that we wanted to concatenate with the previous object. So since the string literal pool does not have this, so there will be an object which would be created here with the value as Python. So now as you can see here, there are two different objects which are created, and this will be the new object would be created inside the string literal pool, and the previous object would not be changed, but a new object here would be created using the new literal. Okay, so now if I'm trying to print this, let's say I am using system dot out dot println. So if I'm using this, so basically what if I'm trying to print A, so let's say I'm trying to print A, so this will be now giving me the value as only Java. Now why this is giving me only Java? Because the A, the reference variable A is still pointing to the previous object. The reference variable is not getting changed here. Okay, suppose this reference variable is still pointing to this previous object which has been created. Now in order to make this point to the new object, so what should I do? I should change the pointer to or the reference variable should be referring to the new object, which is concat, and let's say I have C++ here. So now what will happen is there will be another object which would be created with the name as Java and C++, and here also another object would be created as C++, and now basically S will or A will not be pointing to the previous object, instead it will be pointing to the new object. So now if I'm trying to print this, which is system dot out dot println, so if I'm trying to print this and let's say A, what value I should get? I should get as Java C++. Okay, so this is the concept which is related to string constant pool and string literal pool, and how basically the string objects do not change, or you cannot change the string object. Instead a new object would be created. Now instead of concat method, even if I use the plus operator, then also it will give me the same result. Okay, now a question arises here is that why do we have to introduce this immutability concept in this string or in strings? So why immutability? So immutability is a very very interesting and a very useful concept which is related to strings. That means it, with the help of this we can reduce the search, or we can reduce the memory occupancy to a great level. So if we are considering, suppose let us consider I have a string, and here let's say I have location. Let me write it down completely. So I have a location and it says that it is from Delhi. Okay, so there is a person P1 whose location is in Delhi. So whenever I am declaring this, what happens is in the heap area, there will be a SCP. Obviously we know about it. So SCP is there. So immediately in SCP there will be a object which would be created as Delhi, and this will be referred to as to by location 1 variable. Okay, similarly, now if I am having another person whose location is also Delhi, so what will it do now? So this will be whose location, let's say this is person 2, so location 2 would be location 2 would be pointing to this particular same object. Now suppose I have another object 3, another person P3, and he has location, let's say 3, so he also has Delhi. What will happen is the same object can be pointed by the third person also. Now suppose there are n number of persons likewise, so n number of person or thousands of person or lakhs of persons can point to the same object, right, for its different operations. Now suppose there comes another person, let's say not another person, let's say P3. So P3 changes its location from Delhi to Mumbai. So under this scenario, what happens is if I'm trying to change this Delhi into Mumbai, this object, since it is pointed by person 1, 2 and 3 respectively, changing the initial object would ultimately make the city or make the location of the person 1 and person 2 change as well. But they have not changed their location yet, right? So this is basically a problem. This would basically lead to a problem because it will change the whole or it will make changes to all the persons. So hence this object would not be changed. Instead there would be another object which would be created, and Mumbai would be here, and location 3 would now be pointing to this particular location. So this is basically how it works. And since strings are immutable, we call strings are immutable in Java because the string objects are cached in the string pool, and since the cached string literals are shared between multiple persons, there is always a risk where one person's action would affect all the other persons, as already mentioned in this example, right? So if I'm changing the location from Delhi to Mumbai, all the other person's location also gets changed, but this is not our primary motive. Our primary motive was what? Our primary motive was to change only P3's location. So I have to make another object of for location for P3 which would be pointed by location 3, and other objects would still be, or others would be still pointing to the same location, right? Suppose I have another location 4, another string location 4, and this is also Mumbai. What I can do is I can simply use a reference variable location 4, and this would be pointing to Mumbai. So what I'm doing in this scenario is I am trying to reduce the number of objects which would be created, and in this way it will save us a lot of space, as well as the computation would become very fast, because we do not have to search a lot of memory in order to perform the activities or perform the operation. Hence string immutability is very important when it comes to different projects, because in this way we will be reducing the number of objects to be created, and in that way we can make the programs much faster. So this is the concept about string immutability. Now moving ahead, with the next concept, which is why is string considered as final, or why basically we use final, we make use of string as a final entity, okay, or a final class. So when we are considering the final keyword, so previously also we have discussed that final is just a keyword. So final is just a keyword. Final is a keyword which is used with class, method and variable. So this final keyword basically it will be handling class, method and variables. Immutability concept is related to objects, whereas this final keyword can be used or can be implemented using this class, using various classes, methods and different variables which we are handling in a particular program. Now, in order to make more sense into this final keyword, since we have already discussed this, so final essentially means that the final class or the methods, okay, final class or methods, or let's precisely talk about classes now. So final class cannot be extended, that means it cannot be inherited, okay. So now if I'm considering, let's say I have a class which is, let's say, class test, okay. So class test, and I have the class body here, and next I am writing another class which is class, let's say, test 2 and extends test, and I am trying to implement the variables here, right? I'm not variables, I'm trying to implement the different methods here, okay. So here what happens, I can inherit the properties or the methods or the variables of class ABC inside sorry, not class ABC, class test inside the test 2, right? So I can make use of any methods or any type of variables which are here, okay, which are in test class inside test 2 by the virtue of, or by the process of inheritance, okay. And suppose, let's say I have a method here, it would be more precise then. So I have a method here which says void display, okay. So if it is saying void display, and here I am having the method body. So now if I'm trying to use another method with the same name, which is void display, and then I am trying to override, or I am trying to define the method here, it gives us a concept of method overriding. Because what we learned in method overriding was the methods should have the same name, then they should be in different classes, and they should have the same parameters. So here, since we do not have any parameters, so this is, and also they should have is a type of a relationship, that means there should be inheritance. So all the parameters are satisfied in this example. So the class test could be overridden by the class test2 by the method overriding conditions. Now if I do not want this class to be overridden, what can I do? I simply have to introduce the final keyword, okay. So once I introduce the final keyword, this class test would can no longer be extended or inherited, or its properties can be inherited. Similarly, if I'm using, let's say, I have not declared the class as final, I just do not want this method to be overridden, right? What will I do? Again, here I have to introduce the final keyword. So as and when I am introducing the final keyword, I will understand that this particular method cannot be overridden by the method which is there in the class that is inheriting the previous class, okay, or the parent class. Now again, so this is the condition for final keyword used in the methods, okay. Now in case of any variables, so let's say I have an integer a is equal to 5, okay. So this value will not change throughout the program if I introduce the final keyword in front of a, integer a. So now if I'm writing a statement like a is equal to a plus plus, or let's say a is equal to a plus 5, or let's say a is equal to a minus 5, so all this will throw me a compile time error, and it will say that since a is a final variable, it cannot be changed. We will not be able to change the value of this final variable. So talking about some of the important features of string class, basically we have seen several important features of the string class, and one of them is primarily the string constant pool. We have already discussed about this. So it is a special memory location inside the heap memory which stores the string literals. Then we also have discussed about why it is what is immutability, and why strings are basically immutable. String objects are basically immutable objects, because if we make change to one object, the other objects which are being referred by some different, the other values or the other variables which are pointing to the same location, the values of them will also be changed for any further use, okay. We talked about how we can concatenate the strings, and also there is different types of we also discussed about the final keyword and how it is implemented in strings. Now the basic question here is that why is the string class considered as final? Now since there are so many important concepts like the string constant pool, and we can also talk about immutability, there is also security associated with it. Let's say I'll write it down for all of us. So there is also security associated with it, because generally all the username and passwords we represent using strings, right? Now if the string objects would have been mutable, what would have happened? The passwords, etc., those objects could have been changed and security would have been compromised. So security is also enhanced because of this immutable objects. Then if it also helps in class loading, because if string is used as an argument for class loading, then if it becomes mutable, it could result in the wrong class being loaded, because in case of mutable objects, this values keeps on changing, so wrong class might also get uploaded. Moreover, there is synchronization and concurrency. There is also good memory management, where the compiler will optimize our string objects. Suppose, let's say, what do we mean by optimizing the string objects? That means suppose I have an object which is test, and another objects, let's say b, which is also having the same value as test. So we do not need two different objects for this. It will be creating just one object with the help of the heap memory and the string constant pool, and both of them would be referenced using the two different reference variables. So these two will point to the same object. So this memory management also becomes efficient, right? So all of this becomes a very will makes string very robust basically. And that is why, if now we do not consider string as final, all these special features, okay, which is not available to other Java classes, that means instead of string, if we use some other Java classes, these kind of features are not available in those other Java classes, and it makes the string, and making the string class final will prevent the subclasses which could break this kind of assumptions and inherit them. Okay, so now if I'm not considering all of them as non-inheritable or non-overridable, or if we do not make them non-overriding class, then what would happen? All these important features, okay, all of these important features, they would get compromised, and some other class might take over all of these important features, or these features would not have been provided to us at all. And that is why what we have to do is we have to declare string as final, not declare string as final. String is already declared as final. Okay, that means we cannot extend it any further. Now there is a concept between immutability and final. So immutable also does not change, final also does not make it change, but we have to understand that there are certain differences between the final keyword and inheritance, final keyword and immutability. Now suppose what, let me give you an example. Now suppose I am declaring a, let's take the previous variable, so it has value 5. Now suppose a is equal to a plus 20. So this will give me an error. Why error? Because fine, it is given as or it is declared as final, right? Now if we consider, so this is how the variable is will show me the error if I'm trying to change this. Now suppose we consider an object with a string object, okay, or let's say a string buffer object. So string buffer, let's say a is equal to new string buffer, and here we are writing it as Java. So when I'm writing this, and suppose a is equal to a dot append, and here I am writing as not Java, let's say I will write as C++. Okay, so when I'm trying to do this, what I'm getting is there in the string scp, initially there was an object which is Java, and the next object, and it is pointed by a, and there would be another object which is Java C++, and now since I'm changing the reference variable, so instead of pointing to Java, it will now start pointing to Java C++. Now what will I do is I will simply introduce the final keyword here. If I'm using the final keyword here, this statement now will throw me an error because it cannot or no longer will be able to point to this particular object. So this is basically the difference between the immutability and final. That means in immutability, what happens is I cannot make change to the already existing object, and instead of having a new modified object there, a new object with the modified value would be created. And if I'm pointing a reference variable, or if I'm using the reference variable to point to the new object, it will point to the new object. However, in case of final keyword, if I'm considering or declaring the reference variable as final, I will not be able to point to the updated literal or updated object as well. So these are some of the concepts which are related to strings, and we have discussed today immutability and final, which are two very key components in strings, and it helps to maintain security, privacy, memory management, as well as changes to different objects, and helps in different types of projects. Most of the leading companies in the world which handles data like Facebook, Gmail, etc. So they use basically this string constant pools, and they make use of this immutability of the objects, so that lesser number of objects would be created and the program would be executed in a faster manner. So this is all for today. We will talk more on this in my next video. Thank you.